while Crunchy is currently at 2 losses, so and they're off. Nice. So this is Link's Awakening DX with color. Really nice Game Boy game. And this is no save and quit, no wrong work, and no out of bounds. So we're not allowed to do a lot of major glitches that break the game. So first off, they're gonna head off to the beach to get a beautiful sword. Sword is always nice in this run. Let's hope they get a nice quick sword with a nice damage boost, or without it, also possible. Crunchy's looks really nice. There it is. I think Xander is gonna get it after the text, before the owl flies away. Yeah, easy. Nice. It's a really nice little trick, getting the sword before the owl flies away. It's awesome. So with the sword, this allows us access to the forest. The forest is blocked by a small bush, which we can't break until we get the swords. And that goes on to the first real difference in between runners, where a difference can be made, where we get a moblin skip to the key in about 30 seconds-ish. But first they have to go through Law Cave, grab some rupees for some buying later in the run, in a few minutes also. Getting a nice walk on the pit there allows you to get close enough to break the rocks from this side. It's really nice. And that gives you 50 rupees. We only need... Technically we only need 10, but 20 is better. So this moblin has to face up on Xander's screen, there it is, and then it boosts you over the pit, allowing you to sequence break this forest a little bit. And he opens the pause menu on the frame. He opened the chest, which allows him to walk off the screen before the owl talks, which is like a 6-second time save. There goes Crunchy. Ah, almost. That jump is really tricky sometimes. Especially getting on the pit and not falling in immediately. You have to clip into the side wall a little bit in order to have enough time to get hit. Oh wow. That moblin just didn't shoot his arrow. Normally when you bump him with his shield, he sort of gets into a state where once you move over the pit, he will shoot an arrow because you are in front of him. Oh wow. That's really unfortunate. Xander getting his first try trendy, always nice. As you saw, Crunchy killed the moblin, which gave him a heart, so he can attempt it again, but it despawns the moblin, so he has to go to Law Cave and back to respawning. This is really unfortunate. It's already been a minute, I believe. That's a really unfortunate moblin. Meanwhile, Xander is putting those rupees to good use by going to the trendy game and getting powder and going to the shop and getting a nice set of items here. Oh, Crunchy. There he goes. Come on. Yeah, there it is. Nice. So Xander is buying bombs here with a save and quit menu, allowing him to skip the text, which is like 3 seconds saved, and the save and quit menu only costs 1, so it's a nice time save when you have to buy them twice, and stealing a bow. So that's awesome. He's set now for Dungeon 1. So yeah, this puts Sander at a huge lead already at the start. It's at least a minute, probably closer to 2. How does stealing work? You make sure nobody looks, and then you run away with the item you want. So yeah, that's how stealing works. Let's see if Crunchy can actually get a first try trendy. Let's hope he doesn't screw it up. That would be really unfortunate together with a that Moblin skip. Ah, easy, nice. You grinded for that bow for hours, yeah. I used to do that also when I was a kid. That bow is really cool to get early, so it's worth the grind. Oh, kid text. Rip. You could do a nice little trick there with the kids. You can cancel your sword slashing animation by bumping into the kid in a certain way. I'm not really sure how it works if from that side. But yeah, you can cancel the sword slashing animation, which is like 8 frames that you save. Xander going for the damage boost. Nice. Can be a little bit tricky when you're starting out learning that. But once you get used to it, it's no biggie. So Xander obtained the feather, which allows you to jump, which is really optimal in terms of diagonal movement. It keeps your horizontal and vertical speed, so you basically move horizontally and vertically at the same time. And it allows you to super jump off walls, like Xander just did, which is really overpowered in all of the dungeons, almost all of them. I think only Dungeon 2 and Dungeon 5 does. Well, Dungeon 5 also uses a super jump, but I think only Dungeon 2 then, where it's not really used for any attack. So we're gonna see that a lot. By clipping into the wall, you can jump off them. You can basically trick the game, you're falling off them. And Moldorm can be a dick. You need 4 hits, Spin Slash deals 2. So you want to start off with a Spin Slash when he is still moving slowly. And then you can finish it off with 2 slashes. So that was a really nice, clean Moldorm for Xander. Moldorm is much easier when you can jump. Yeah. The room is pretty small though, and the thing is, if you jump and you get knocked back, you'll keep that momentum from the knockback longer than if you would stand on the ground and slash his head. So it can be deceptive when you think of the feather and use it too often. So you have to be careful with it. But yeah, generally speaking, it's easier with a feather. Crunchy also going for the damage boost, it looks like. By clipping into the wall at the start, he has a bit easier timing than when you stay in the middle, because you don't want to get hit by the left trap, because then it knocks you in the right pit. So yeah, Xander's making a lot of kills in this forest, and he's not doing it for fun. He's actually doing it to manipulate a piece of power drop. And that's an acorn drop, that's another drop by enemies, but he wants a triangle, a piece of power, a pizza power. So a piece of power drops every 30 kills, and it gets reset by getting wrecked, I guess. By saving, quitting, by dying and stuff, but generally that shouldn't happen too often, so by manipulating which kills you take and which kills you leave, you can get that piece of power to drop in certain spaces. Oh no! Xander slashed too early, cancelling his dashing animation on the Moblin King. Yes, Elgadison. Crunchy had a horrible Moblin skip. The Moblin would not look up. And it looked up, but then he went on the pit and it didn't even shoot an arrow. So that was just really unfortunate luck for Crunchy. The 9:55, yeah, that's really unfortunate. Xander at a 7:35, I believe. So that's at least 2 minutes, 2:20 almost. So yeah, with Bow Wow saved, we can enter Dungeon 2. We also saw a nice clip through the rock there before Dungeon 2. There's the Piece of Power. So Piece of Power is really nice because it allows you to move really fast. It increases your movement speed by 20%, I believe. It doesn't make you jump faster though, so it's only useful for when you are walking on the ground. So you still see jumps performed pretty often, especially full diagonal jumps are still worth doing in terms of movement, but generally you want to stay on the ground when you have Piece of Power, whenever possible. Is Crunchy not taking any extra kills? Or... oh, there it goes. Yeah. Yeah, he's getting a decent amount of kills here. He has to split. Yeah, he has to wait for these ones. He didn't get his Sword Slash off in time, his Spin Slash, so he had to kill them with manual slashes. Which is kind of annoying, but it's definitely worth it to take the time to take those kills to get that Piece of Power in Dungeon 2. Oh, that's a quad for Crunchy. That's really sexy. When the moblins move in a right pattern and you get there in time, you can get a quad, and that's awesome. So yeah, Xander making sure to kill those enemies in the correct order, otherwise the chest won't spawn. Xander's making quick work of this dungeon. I haven't seen many mistakes yet. So yeah, on Crunchy's screen he's gonna attempt the flock clip that Xander did, which I didn't comment on yet. He's gonna use this text box to force a clip into the left wall, allowing him to bypass that rock, which is really sweet. And I hope Bow Wow doesn't give him too much trouble. Bow Wow is like, nope. Okay, there it is, yeah. He was hiding in the corner. So for the quick kill on Genie, you clip into the wall, which allows you to break the bottle in 1 hit. Then you need 8 hits of damage, but bombs deal 4, so you can use a bomb and a well-timed bomb arrow to kill him in 1 go, and he doesn't start moving around the room and being a general nuisance. Where's that Piece of Power for Crunchy? That could be really useful. Generally speaking, you want to drop it at the start, but in order to play it safe, you can skip a few kills and make sure you get it in D2, because before Dungeon 2, Bow Wow can eat a lot of enemies. There it is. He got it. Especially on the mini-boss, Piece of Power helps you get a nice quick kill without using any arrows, because the arrow route is decently tight. We use a lot of arrows, we already have 20 and we end with 5 arrows after D5. And we need a few arrows in D6 also, so... but between D5 and D6 are backups. That menu for Xander was annoying. That ball fairy was so close. So yeah, up next, Xander is gonna perform Villa Skip. He's gonna pit buffer into the pits. By buffering and falling into the pits, you don't actually fall in the pit, but you only move 1 pixel down. For pits it's 1 pixels, for water it's 2 pixels. So Xander's trying to buffer and wait for the falling sound, but he's getting a bad It's not really RNG, it's a frame rule, so he's just really unlucky. There it is. I did not actually count, so I hope someone else counted. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a double-digit one. Yeah, 16. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. So yeah, it's kind of RNG. We can't control it. It's a frame rule, so it's just luck at this point until someone finds something that can improve your odds. And don't say the mushroom, because the mushroom is slow to pick up. So yeah, Crunchy going for the quick kill. Let's see if he can get this bomb arrow kill off. Nice, he got it. He dropped an extra bomb, but that's fine. It's worth getting the quick kill. So yeah, Xander making good use of all these enemies that are in D3 and making sure his piece of power will drop shortly. It should drop in this room normally if you have a decent piece of power, right? There it is. So with that piece of power, he's gonna also perform a Dodongo skip, which is a pretty tricky super jump. It requires you to change your direction mid-jump in order to get to the bottom right area. So with the knockback of the Dodongos, you can actually change your direction mid-jump, allowing you to skip the first key block on those 4 key block chains for the boss area. Unfortunately, we actually have to go back out of there and grab the boss key first before we can go to the boss. So we have to do that, the Dongo jump, we have to do that twice in the run. Let's see if you can get it first try on the second try. Yeah, nice. Crunchy is also coming up for a village skip. Let's hope he can do better than 16 buffers. A flock clip for Xander. 4? Yeah, 4, I think. That's a really good buffer. That's pretty good. Compared to a 16, almost everything is good. So yeah, Xander making quick pace already at the third boss, Slime Eyes or Vitreous, I guess, if you want to reference Link to the Past. Especially with piece of power, that boss can be done really quickly. It's really nice. $1802 D3 for Xander. So while Xander finishes up, Crunchy just entered, so that's definitely still a few minutes between those two runners. Let's see if Crunchy can actually get his... Oh, Xander, nice. Getting a bomb trigger on the owl. So together with Super Jump's bomb triggers are one of the most broken things in this game. It allows you to trigger cutscenes. Almost all of them. There are a few that you can't trigger, but in the case of the owl cutscenes, it allows you to skip the flying in animation of the owl and the flying out animation. He basically spawns off the screen, I think. I'm not really sure. Nice, Crunchy getting his piece of power. Making sure to avoid that acorn though. The thing about piece of power and acorn is the one you pick up last is the one you keep. Ooh, first try the Dongo jump. Nice, let's go. So this is one of the bigger bomb trigger sequence breaks. It allows you to trigger the Walrus cutscene, which you normally have to pick up Marin for. So this is a big sequence break. The thing about this bomb trigger is that the game gives you movement back after this cutscene, as soon as your follower leaves, which normally Marin leaves, but Bow Wow can't leave because he's on a chain. But he doesn't leave because he's not Marin. So if you stay in that screen, you'll hard lock. Is it a soft lock? The game continues, but you can't move because the game is waiting for you, for Marin to leave, and she never leaves. So you have to leave the screen at a certain frame. You have a few frames of movement before the bunny shows up, because normally the bunny shows up, and you have to get out of there as soon as you can. Go too early and the walrus is not gone. Go too soon and you're stuck. Hard luck is when the game completely freezes, I guess, if you want to call it that. So it is not a hard luck, I guess. I'm not sure, but whatever. You can't really do anything. The game continues to play. You also saw he got a key by shooting a few arrows, but yeah. We'll talk more about that when Crunchy gets there. Ooh, Crunchy missing the bonk on the wall. But luckily he can finish Slime Ice easily after that. Only losing a second for that, so that's not bad. 21-12, so yeah, it's about 3 minutes, a little more than 3 minutes between these runners at the moment. The reason Crunchy is seemingly so far behind is because he had a lot of trouble at the start with Moblin Skip, which lost him at least a minute. And take on top of that, that's arguably Xander is the better runner in this game. He has a way better PB than Crunchy. It's gonna be hard for Crunchy to catch up. It's always possible, but it's gonna be a tough matchup at this state. So yeah, Xander is making his way up to Dungeon 4. I didn't really pay that much attention to the kills that Xander got, so I'm not really sure if his piece of power drop is gonna be on time or if it's gonna be late or early. So, but looking at that he killed the Moblin deliberately on the way to the mountain, then I'm gonna assume he's a little bit behind on piece of power count. Going for obstacle skip, nice, allowing you to skip having to break the obstacle, which is always a little time save, really nice. So Crunchy going for where was skip there? Going for the top side, which is a little bit easier. It's the first consistent method that was found for rower skip, which did not involve sub-pixel manipulation. So let's see if he gets out of the screen. Oh, okay, he got it, nice. That scared me a little bit. Normally you can see Link's moving animation for a frame before he transitions, so then you know you're good, but I didn't see it there, so I got scared a little bit. So yeah, Xander going for dump jump 1, missing it, while Crunchy is going for Lemola kill. This sprite is on the screen so you can actually shoot it. It's in the just below left of the hole. Nice. Both runners avoiding the hole there. Falling into the hole, it sucks. You have to move back out. Bow Wow eats more kills, so it's gonna ruin a bit of your piece of power. You don't want to fall in that hole. Cue ball fights. really pretty. Oh, nice. That's a good jump. That jump is scary that Xander did, by the way. Because if you jump too far up, you get stuck in an animation that transitions you downwards. And considering the door is closed, that would mean it's considered an out of bounds, I believe. So you don't want to jump too far. But you can clip 3 pixels into the wall, so you can save 3 pixels of movement. Alright, so Xander left Dungeon 4. after he got the flippers. The reason is you don't want the ghost to spawn. Some of you may know the ghost is annoying and he wants to go home, but we don't want him to bring him home, so we're just leaving him there in Dungeon 4 until we can actually skip him. Did Crunchy open? I don't think Crunchy opens Dungeon 4. That's gonna be an awkward surprise when he gets there. The music frog is needed for the rooster and for opening the gate, and we skip both of them. Crunchy, no. Yeah, we got a low in the chat. Rip, Crunchy. If only we could jump down waterfalls without flippers, then this would be the speed route, but we can't. So Crunchy has to move all the way back, which is gonna cost him more time. It finally happened. Ah, man. It sucks. Nice jump there by Xander. That's a pixel perfect jump, I believe. It's a really tight jump to get over that bit. A piece of power doesn't do anything in 2D sections, so that jump is as hard with or without piece of power. Yeah, Crunchy is a real LADX runner now. He did the thing. One of the many things that makes you an LADX runner. Meanwhile, Xander is making progress through Dungeon 5. He has to kill Master Stelphos in 4 different locations. By killing the first 3, Stelphos the 4th one spawns, which actually drops the hookshot which we need. So, yeah. At the moment Xander is in Dungeon 5, so he's way ahead of Crunchy, which is... Crunchy is on the way to Dungeon 4. So yeah, Xander is trying to avoid a few hits, but he can't avoid all of them. He took a hit there. So he wants to avoid those hits because at 3 hits his piece of power disappears, so he doesn't get the speed boost anymore from the piece of power. And there's the piece of power for Crunchy. Because he had to backtrack from through this cave back again to open the door, he took a lot of extra kills on the way, so that kind of ruined his piece of power. Xander trying to go for an unclip super jump, but missing it. An unclip super jump is pretty tricky. You want to be facing down and jump into the wall and then jump off it. So you want to jump, then push into the wall, then push off the wall to get a jump. And it can be tricky on timing, as you saw on Xander's stream. So this is this dump jump 2? I think it's dump jump 2. 4-cap jump vertically downwards. With piece of power, it's a little bit easier. Or yeah, it can be easier. In general, it's easier, but some people find it easier without piece of power. It's more of a timing thing, I feel. But yeah, getting it pretty decently fast. Getting the boss key there early prevents you from backtracking. You pass that puddle anyway to the boss key. While on the way back here to the start where you fight the final phase of Master Stelphos. Here we have Cue Ball for Crunchy. And Cue Ball escapes. Oh no. There's a Cue Ball on the loose. Cue Ball can be annoying, especially with the front of his head is kind of like Moldorm. You get knocked back and he doesn't take any damage from there. So you have to hit him from the side or from the back. And if you mistime it, you... Whoa, widescreen. Not widescreen, but widescreen. For Crunchy. Playing on console, on Game Boy Player. So it's gonna be another time of one entering the dungeon and the other leaves it. It looks like Xander is almost near the boss, while Crunchy is making his way to Dungeon 5. Xander also losing his piece of power before the boss, which is what you want, because for the boss, piece of power doesn't really help a lot, because you actually need to deal 8 hits against Wall Snake, and it doesn't matter if it's a piece of power hit or not. It's just 8 hits and not 8 damage, if you want to call it like that. So with piece of power you have knockback, and having knockback for this boss means he gets more iframes, so you can hit him less often. Nice 2 cycle there. Wonder why Crunchy is killing stuff. Yeah, he can still go for a somewhat later piece of power. He got his piece of power on the way to Dungeon 4. So he has to kill a lot of enemies to make up for it. But it should drop, probably might drop before Stelphos 2 actually. Yeah, after Stelphos 2 I mean. I don't think there are enough enemies to make up for that before Stelphos 1. But maybe I'm wrong and he gets it early, that would be nice. So while Crunchy makes his way through Dungeon 5, Xander is leaving already. He's going to Armo's Maze. So in Armo's Maze there are a lot of Armos. I'm kind of watching Crunchy. He's having a little bit of trouble with the Helmosaurs there. Helmosaurs can be tricky, especially the first time you pass through, since you don't have the hook shot. Yeah, it doesn't drop before the Stelphos 1. So yeah, Armos Maze for Xander, it's a lot of movement and you have to dodge the Armos. So with the shields, you can actually bump them out of your way, so Xander's gonna use the shield to his advantage here to make the most optimal route possible. So when you bump them, you don't actually activate the Armo statues, so they don't start attacking you. Which allows you to make a really safe passage through this maze. So Armos Knights, let's see some boot strats. Armos Knights takes 12 hits, but boots charges count as a spin slash, so with 6, there it is, with 6 charges you get a nice quick kill there. 2 cycle, you only bunked the ground once, which is awesome. Wonder where Crunchy's piece of power is gonna drop. It doesn't look like he's gonna get it before the jump, or it might drop on one of the water Tektites before the puddle. Instead of making use of iframes there to walk straight through the Armos. Souls deal half hearts, Armos deals 2 hearts, so taking damage off the soul is way more efficient there. Yeah, he's opting not to kill the water Tektites. The thing about piece of power is these squids, they do count for piece of power, but piece of power cannot drop into these sections. So that means that he might have just passed his piece of power. Ooh, nice first try jump without a piece of power, and I don't think he lined up for it against with bunking against the wall, so that's really nice. That's a gutsy need for Xander, nice. So Bow Wow can eat stuff, and he can eat basically any sprite on the screen. So if you put a sprite on the screen, a bomb explosion for this matter, Bow Wow eats it sometimes if he's close enough, and if he feels like it. allowing you to skip the cutscene. So yeah, I feel like Crunchy might have skipped his piece of power on the underwater section. He's not going for it anyway, it's probably too late for it. That's a D6 piece of power of a Xander right at the start. That's really useful. So yeah, usually D2, D3, and D5 are the most common piece of powers, and sometimes you can manipulate it in Dungeon 6, but it's a really awkward count with the Armos Mace and Powwow being annoying, so it's tricky. But if you get it, it's really nice. The criteria to get a piece of power is you have to kill 30 enemies, or in the case if you have, once you, at least in the run, once you beat D5, you have to kill 35 enemies, and once you beat D8, you have to kill 40. So between his D5 piece of power and his D6 piece of power, he had to kill 65 enemies because he skipped a piece of power. And with Powwow being a dick, it's really annoying sometimes to get this piece of power consistently. Nice Whisper Broom, hopefully he gets it, the kill. Nice, especially with piece of power adding knockback. It can be tricky to get that Whisper Broom right. So luckily he got it first try, which is awesome. So this section is what breaks D6. It's awesome. With super jumps you can jump up to get the big key. And you can also jump back down to the right side with a well positioned super jump. You have 3 pixels to stand on in order to not get stuck in the top wall. And then they got it first try, which is awesome. Let's see. So Xander is coming up to Horsehead while Crunchy is going for the boss fights. So Horseheads are RNG. There is nothing we can do to manipulate it. We can, however, put it in a good position to pick them up faster if it fails, but we can't really help the manipulative part. Alright, Crunchy getting his first pull. Xander missed his flock skip. Unfortunately, it can be tricky sometimes. It depends on your sub pixel, I believe. Because a text a flock clip is not gonna put you a full pixel diagonally. So sometimes you just don't get enough distance to get past the key block. So Xander fighting Facade. The joke of bosses, I guess. Or floor face. So yeah, both players finishing their dungeon except Xander is a dungeon ahead. Getting his triangle of power. Unfortunately, this one does not make you move faster. But it does make cute sounds, so it makes up for not getting a speed boost. So yeah, Xander going for a bomb trigger but missing it. Especially doing an unbuffered bomb trigger, you have to be frame perfect. You can buffer bomb trigger after the transition, which gives you 3 frame window, I believe. So then it becomes pretty easy to get a bomb trigger, but if you do it unbuffered, you only have 1 frame window. Let's see how Armos Mace is gonna go for Crunchy. See if he can get through it unharmed. Taking a few damage on the souls, but rather take damage on the souls than the Armos, because the Armos deal 2 arts of damage, as I said before. So yeah, Xander returning to Dungeon 4 to finish it at this point. At this point, you have the level 2 bracelet, which is a trigger, and you don't actually move away from the zone where the ghost spawns. So even if we didn't have the level 2 bracelet, the ghost wouldn't spawn in this run anyway. Come on, Crunchy, don't die. No. No. But yeah, having the level 2 bracelet acts as a trigger to stop the ghost from spawning. It's kind of the game's way of trying to prevent you from having multiple followers at the same time. Because having multiple followers at the same time is kind of glitchy. We used to have it in the run with Marin and Bow Wow, which is really nice. There it is, Crunchy got it. So yeah. When you have multiple followers, they share the same sprite, so you can have 4. I'm not sure which one takes priority. I think it's the ghost that has... No, it's not the ghost. Is it the rooster? I'm not sure, but either way they all have the same sprite, so you can have 2 Bow Wows running around. So yeah, Crunchy still has 3 hearts. It should be enough to get past everything here. While Xander is making his way up to the final 2 dungeons of the game, which are Dungeon 7 and Dungeon 6. And they are all the way up the mountain, so we're gonna have to go back there. So yeah. That means we're gonna see another obstacle skip soon for Xander. Getting a little bit trolled there. Crunchy getting a little bit trolled by the fish. Going for the cutscene eats. Nice, instant. And getting a heart for that. That's always nice, getting an extra heart for Dungeon 6. There's the obstacle skip for Xander. 2 out of 2. I missed if Crunchy got it actually. I didn't miss it, I forgot actually. I was watching when he went up the first time, so I just don't remember. I'm bad. I'm sorry. So yeah, Xander is going for a rooster skip this time. There's this huge pit you have to cross. And fortunately, there's a glitch with the hookshot, which allows you to have 1 frame window where you can where you can actually act like you're on solid ground, so you can, for example, jump while you're over the pits. Nice bump for Crunchy getting the Moldorm also. And with that, with 2 of those jumps, you can actually make it across that pit without having to grab the rooster. Hog. Wow. So yeah, let's see if he can get it second try. First try. And third try. Nice. So second try and a pretty quick passage over the pits also. It's awesome. It's a really good trick. It's been defining the run, I guess, since forever. I'm not sure if Villa skip was before Rooster skip or the other way around. I think Villa was earlier. But yeah, it's one of the defining tricks in this run. It's what makes the run, I believe. It's an awesome trick. It's hard sometimes, but also since we got a buffered method now, it's way more beginner friendly. Even in yeah. Because of bomb triggers, we don't get the Ocarina and the Frank song anymore, so Rooster is not an option anymore. You can't grab the Rooster. It costs too much time. It's like 5 minutes doing the maze, grabbing the Ocarina, grabbing the song, reviving the Rooster, and then making your way up the mountain is just too long. So this is also a cutscene you can trigger on Xander's screen. This time without a bomb explosion, you can actually use the rock animation. But the timing is iffy, so sometimes power just does not feel like it. And you need 20 rupees, as Pirister says, exactly. It's just so many stuff you have to do, it's just not worth it. Let's see if Crunchy can get this super jump. Especially for new runners, that super jump is really scary. Getting too high, you soft lock. Being low, it's a tricky super jump because it also doesn't work as other super jumps because you're close to a corner block. Xander going to break Dungeon 7 open with the bombs. Making quick work of these pillars. Let's see. I'm gonna actually count on second try for Crunchy. Nice. So yeah, for Xander with bombs, you can bomb trigger these pillars. They count as cutscenes. So using your bombs makes quick work of this dungeon. You don't have to grab the ball. You don't have to control it. You don't have to bring the ball over the pits or anything. You can just use your bombs. So yeah, 8 bombs and they're all gone. So coming up is another really sketchy part, I guess. It's more RNG than sketchy. You can soft lock here, so that's nice. But you have to do a super jump across that big gap that Xander is facing right now, and in order to make it all the way, you have to land on a Goomba to extend your super jump and make it far enough. So you want the top Goomba to move to the right. And Xander lining up again because he forgot he has to face upwards. Because if you don't face upwards, you can't really do a unclipped and a naked super jump, as we call it, without using a sword, arrow, or fire rod. And you want to be 1 pixel into this wall to get a super jump. And you need, there it is. And to make it across, so you don't have a lot of leeway, you want to clip that bottom wall only 1 pixel, because otherwise you don't make it far enough. And as you saw, he also got stuck in the wall. So yeah, he had to use the boots to get an extra pixel movement per frame to break out of it. So this boss is actually really fun. And I kind of suck at it. You want to drop your bombs at the bottom of the screen to make the Eagle Boss fly into it. Nice, 3 out of 3. Because since we don't actually have the mirror shield, and because fighting the boss normally is slow anyways, because Sword doesn't deal a lot of damage while bombs do, you want to use your bombs and get those hits. There's a nice cue you can do, a visual cue for when the evil eagle flies off the screen. You can drop your bomb and pick it up again. So it's really a timing thing. You have to get that timing down. We abuse the boss's AI, yeah. The thing is, the first 3 attacks that the boss does are always gonna be flying past and being on the bottom of the ladder. Normally he flies on the top of the screen, but because you're at the bottom of the ladder, he's gonna fly straight at you, allowing you to get some hits off. You could also use bomb arrows on that fight while he's flying over you and shooting them upwards. Nice jump there for Crunchy. Getting to the boss key in D4. Let's see how his anglerfish is gonna go. Anglerfish is kind of a joke anywhere in the run, I guess, especially with bombs, bomb arrows. He's so easy to kill. As you saw on Crunchy's screen, 1 spin slash and 2 bomb arrows, and anglerfish is gone. So yeah, Xander making his way towards Dungeon 8. Past pumpkin, what is it? Cabbage Hill, not pumpkins. Those aren't pumpkins. They're cabbages. Technically rock, but they really look like cabbages, so it's Cabbage Hill. So Xander is gonna go through the flame room, and normally you need the mirror shield for this, but with clipping, you can clip in the left wall and avoid the knockback, allowing you to pass through. It's really nice. Luckily we don't have to get the level 2 shield. So this is also a bomb trigger that allows you to skip the ocarina. With the bomb trigger you don't have to play the song, you don't even have to have possession of the song, you don't even have to know how to play it. You just drop a bomb. 2 bombs actually, and it plays mystically. And allowing you to enter Dungeon 8. So especially the start of Dungeon 8, we're gonna break it wide open. With a super jump here, a super jump there, a super jump everywhere. Dungeon 8 casually, if you know what the map and know which bomb, with which walls you can bomb, it's already broken open. Because you don't have to get all the keys to get to the dark room on the right side. You can just bomb the walls that Xander bombed open already. But even with that, we can use super jumps to avoid even more key blocks. And jump straight to the staircase here. Allowing you quick access to Blano. Skipping 4 keys, I believe? Maybe 5. So that's a huge skip, allowing you to skip over half of the dungeon. So this is Blano. That's Blano. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Let's see if Crunchy can get his roost skip. Hopefully he gets its first try. It would be nice to make up a little bit for all the bad luck he had throughout at the start of the run. So Xander having the magic rod already. So Crunchy is doing a buffered method. Did Xander fall on the pits? Why did he respawn back at the start of the room? Ah, oh, Crunchy, no. So yeah, with the buffered method for a rooster skip, you can actually buffer to the frame that allows you to act like you're on solid ground so you can jump. But unfortunately you can't do it with the pause menu. While you're hookshotting, you can't use pause menu buffers. So you have to make do with saving quit buffers and map buffers. Because from the saving quit menu you can't use A or B buttons because you already pressed them when you open it, so you have to use the select menu as your final buffer. Xander getting his Zamboni room correctly. That Zamboni is tricky. As soon as you press a different direction than the one you want to, it can poof in an instant, and you have to restart the room. Come on, Crunchy. That's one buffer too many. He knows it. Nice. So Xander using a clip here with the lava, allowing you to clip into the wall. Come on. Yeah, that's one jump. Crunchy. Hot that fight for Xander also on the other side. Oh no! Crunchy, no. Just barely falling short. So yeah, nice 2 cycle for Xander. Well, Crunchy has to go up for the 3rd time, I believe. So that's unfortunate. And a beautiful fire rod out of the pants. For Xander, making a great showcase of his magic rods. Come on, Crunchy. You can do it. He almost had it the 2nd try also, but unfortunately he didn't make the full jump to the left side and fell straight into the pit. So especially with pits, while you are on the dividing line between pits, you don't fall into pits easily. But once you're in the center of the pit, you have a frame rule thing of falling into the pit. Come on. Hey, that's an unbuffered jump at the end there. That was nice. Making it to the bird key. So now we can finally go onwards to Dungeon 7. And in the meantime, Xander is gonna make his way to the egg. He's almost there. So again, using bomb triggers to make a beautiful sound that you only need bombs for, and apparently not the ocarina. I'm gonna shut up for a little bit so we can listen. So yeah, that was really unfortunate for Crunchy, getting his piece of power in the cave system. It dropped on his head, he couldn't avoid it, and he had to get rid of the text. So that lost him a few seconds. But yeah, with that opening ceremony, this means Crunchy can do a cutscene, maybe? Nah, both players missing this D7. Cutscene need, that's unfortunate. But yeah, Xander getting ready for his final fight. The final bomb trigger of the game. And he gets it, nice. So yeah, bomb triggers break the game, and in this case it also skips the starting cutscene of this fight. That's a blob quick kill, nice. With your sword out, the blob can land on it and you can deal damage with it, but it's tricky, especially that quick kill is tricky because the blob tends to warp away after a certain amount of time. I'm not really sure what triggers it, so sometimes you can get all the hits in and sometimes he warps away. And you have to get 2 more hits in. So this is Aghanim. First 2 normal energy balls are free, then it's a 50-50. And that's a blue ball, as you saw, you can't knock those back. Just like Link to the Past. There it is, nice. Next phase is Lenmola. Lenmola is a really nice quick kill. It saves so much time to get that quick kill. Otherwise Lenmola starts roaming around the room. So here's Ganon. With his fire keys, always nice. And that's Lenmola, which is a joke. And now the final fights. The final true form of the nightmare, which is Devil. Devil is tricky. You can damage him with bombs, arrows, and the boomerang. Boomerang is a one-shot, bombs and arrows are 1 hit, and you need 16. Crunchy is going for the backup. Wow, this is Devil. Come on, final. Nice. Oh, he walked off. No. There it is, final arrow. So Crunchy knows the backup, luckily for this. You can use the hook shot. If you're far enough from the pot to once you start moving with the hook shot, it pushes you 1 pixel up into the wall for a super jump. And that's it for Xander, 58.06 on his timer. That's really solid. Let me actually check what his SRL time is. And his SRL time is a 58.06. That's the same as his timer, so nice. GG to Xander. Unfortunately, Crunchy doesn't know that you have to actually move into the hook shots, into the pot with the hook shot. So you have to hook shot the pot from a distance in order to get the clip. So you can also do something that is called an unclipped super jump. Crunchy opting to do a save and quit in order to get out of there. So yeah, for the tournaments, we allow save and quits in cases like this. And yeah, it's to prevent soft locks. There are a lot of soft locks that are where you are stuck inside the solid tile. So without save and quits, you can't actually break out of this. And I think Xander is getting ready to join us. So let's pull him in. Yo, Xander.
Hey,
GG on that run.
thank you. That run was awful.
Yeah.
Like, for Rooster Skip, I got the jump, but then the game decided to not give me any momentum, so I fell down.
Yeah, you jumped straight up and then Bow Wow got in your way. That was really unfortunate. But yeah, still a 58.06 is a decent time.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you were way ahead from the start already because Crunchy had a horrible Moblin skip.
Yeah, I saw I was like 2 minutes ahead on Enter D1.
Exactly. He spent over a minute on that Moblin. That was a troll.
That's also the only time I actually compared to him on my splits.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Crunchy is currently doing a D7 boss Evil Eagle.
Okay.
Hopefully he gets his bomb strats.
I had like the worst Goomba Surf RNG ever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that has to be the worst RNG I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then you changed your direction and you had to clip again.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. It cost you a lot of time. And your villa skip was Chet said it was a 16 buffer.
16, Jesus.
Yeah. So that was awful. That was really unfortunate.
Yeah, it was bad,
Yeah.
to say the least.
It showed on your your D3 time was an 18:01, I believe, if I saw that correctly.
Huh.
So yeah, that really made a big dent in your time for that. So yeah.
Also spent like 20 seconds in D5 trying to get a naked super jump. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened there.
After Stelphos 3.
I have no idea what I was doing wrong.
Yeah. It really depends on your inputs, so...
Yeah, I guess I was just like accidentally pressing diagonals, like I always do.
Yeah. Currently getting past Marion without any issues, that's always nice. Don't talk to the girl, it's a trap. So yeah, making his way through Cabbage Hill. So yeah, anything else that went... What do you think went well in your run?
That's a hard question.
Yeah, but it's way easier to focus on the things
Yeah.
that went bad, so...
I golden enter D4, I guess.
Oh, nice.
Even though it wasn't that good.
Yeah. That's where Crunchy lost a lot of time also. Because he forgot to open Dungeon 4 when he went up the mountain. So, yeah, the waterfall was still there. Let's see if Crunchy can get his bomb trigger to enter Dungeon 8. No, not the first try. There it is, second try, nice.
Yeah, I think he opened his menu while he was still in midair.
Yeah, that's what it looks like also. I feel like your Dungeon 8 was pretty okay at the start at least.
Yeah.
That was nice. Let's see what Crunchy is gonna do. He's gonna go for the naked super jump. But unfortunately moving sideways on the ground, making him change his direction so he can't get the super jump anymore. Yeah, he's opting to grab the sword now to get over. What some runners don't know is that you can also push the block that is next to the staircase. You can push that sideways by clipping into it. So that's usually a nice backup if you miss your naked super jump there. Yeah, that's a pretty old school strat since the naked super jump is implemented in that room. It's kind of like a same sideways block push as this chest, but then horizontally. Nice, opting to grab hearts. I was thinking, is he gonna go through the Piet room after bombing the wall next to the staircase? Yeah, Oh no, not don't fall in the lava. Lava's hot, but not the good type of hot. Nice. So yeah, Blano can't really be damaged with anything else than the sword, so you really want to have your sword out for Blano. And that super jump allows you to skip the hidden switch in this dungeon. That switch is kind of a troll in your casual playthrough, because it's hidden in this dungeon behind a bumpable wall. I don't believe it has cracks on the wall either, so it's really tough to figure out where it is. I think there may be an owl statue that tells you that it's behind a wall. But I haven't played this casually in a long time, so I don't know. Let's see if Crunchy can get his revenge on Cuball. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, there it is. Nice kill. Way better than his first attempt, so that's nice. Time for the Zamboni room.
The room.
The room. Looking pretty good. Yeah, clean. Clean room. The Zamboni did his job. The room is clean. Time to get a wall clip there by falling into the lava and buffering on that, allowing you to clip 2 pixels into the wall. And it's time for RNG health boss. Yeah, that's not a 1 cycle. That was really close though, apparently, because he broke really fast after that. But yeah, this boss's health is so annoying in this. Oh no. This boss's health is so annoying.
Oh, jumped at the worst time.
Yeah. Sidewing plus a flame, I guess. Close enough. That's good enough.
As long as they go for it, it's fine.
As long as they go for it, yeah. That's true. So yeah, with that, Crunchy has all of his instruments, so he can use the bombs to play a beautiful song. It's always nice having bombs as your favorite instrument. The swamp is so bright on Crunchy's screen. It's amazing. It's almost time to enjoy the beautiful song again, Song of Awakening. There we go. And that's the opening of the Windfish egg. Now the game actually starts. Any percent, let's go. Never really discussed the path. It's always the same. So runners know where to go. It only triggers a different path once you finish the trade sequence and actually look at what the path is in the library. So it's really convenient that we don't have to guess our path. That would be awkward to have that kind of RNG at the end of the run. Having to guess which path you have. Let's go block Quill. And he gets it, nice. That's a really nice time save, not having to chase the blob around with your powder. I believe you had one blue ball, right? If I saw correctly. Let's see if Crunchy can get a lot of normal balls without any blue balls. Needs one more and then he's in the clear. There it is, nice, 0 blue balls.
Nice.
That's scary. Yeah. Moldorm escaped a little bit. He got 12 hits off, I believe. Yeah.
I think he stopped slashing his sword too early.
Yeah. He spaced his slashes out really wide. Which is good, I guess, to space them out, but spacing them out too wide allows Moldorm to escape if you're too late with your slash, so... And this is Lemola. Hello. There you see Lemola for a little bit.
Whoa, it was more than half a second.
Yeah. And that's probably the most we're gonna see of Lemola. Time for Devil. 16 arrows and a dream. That's all you need to fight Devil and win. So yeah, Devil opening his eye is RNG. Just have to wait and hope for the best. Well, dodging the arms and hopefully not die, cause that's gonna set you back a lot.
Yeah, if he dies now, that's gonna be major.
Yeah, he's getting some nice shots off though.
Because if he dies, not only does he have to do this again, he also has to go back to the shop and get more arrows.
Got it though, that's nice. Played it really well at the end, making sure to dodge the arms, but also getting his hits in. So that was really solid, and he finishes 113.52 and 113.53 on SRL. So GG. I'm actually not in the Razor 1 SRL because I couldn't figure out my best.
He finished with an SRL time of 113.53.
Nice, yeah. Can you ask him in SRL if he wants to jump into commentary?
Sure.
Never mind, he's already here. Hey, Crunchy.
Oh my god, that was incredible!
Explain. How did you feel about that run? That was really...
I can't even be mad. Like, I had the worst mobbling of my life. I messed up Rooster Skip a couple of times where I shouldn't have. And despite all that, it's still somehow faster than my posted PB. I got like 5 gold splits in the best nightmare fight I've ever had. I can't even be mad. I'm not even joking. Oh, and I also forgot how to do the naked super jump in D7 when I screwed up the P-hat super jump, which I've also never done before.
That was unfortunate, yeah.
It was a really weird run, but I can't be angry, like I said. And I can't believe I forgot to put the key into the open D4.
Yeah.
I think that's some sort of rite of passage. At least that's what folks have told me. So I feel pretty good now.
it's definitely one of those things that if you haven't done it, you're not an LGX runner yet.
But you know what? Despite getting this time with everything that went horribly catastrophically wrong, I feel really confident that I'm not too far away from being able to pull a sub-hour. I feel really good about that.
You can definitely get really far down now. Especially with a run like this, if you don't get the unfortunate RNGs like Moblin skip, forgetting
What
the
was that
D40.
Moblin though? Seriously.
That Moblin just didn't want to do it. And then the second time you tried, he didn't shoot an arrow. And then
Yeah,
when
that
you
was
tried
weird.
for...
I've never seen that one
Yeah.
before.
Sometimes he just doesn't want to do it. And the third time, the Moblin on the opposite side got you, and you lost all your health. So,
Oh man,
yeah.
that run was absolute clown shoes, and I had a great time, even though it was really bad.
It was really nice to watch. Unfortunately, it didn't turn into a good race, but yeah, it was.
I was hoping to put on a good show, and I guess I did, just not the way I intended. So, GG Xander, well done.
Yeah.
Actually, Xander, does this mean you advance to the playoff now, or?
Yeah.
Nice,
Xander
congratulations.
won.
I mean,
dude.
I had already won 2 races anyway.
Yeah, you won all your.
You're going to take my congratulations, and you're going to like them.
Thank
You can hang them up on your wall above your bed.
you.
You can watch them every night. But yeah, nice race. No, nice runs, I guess I should say. It wasn't really a race. Nice runs.
Hey, now I didn't say it wasn't a race. It was just an absolute train wreck of a race. But...
Yeah. But still really enjoyable to watch for its own thing. Also, you got a piece of power on the way to Dungeon 7 in the cave system. It dropped straight on your face.
I started laughing so hard when that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah, nice runs. Anything
Yeah,
else you
like I said, I can't be mad. I had a good time. Thanks to all my opponents. This is my last race of the tournament for sure. I haven't won a single round, but you know what? Can't be mad. I've improved a lot. I've had a great time, and it's been a good experience.
Yeah, definitely. It's really enjoyable to watch everyone run. And we're gonna see you guys back in commentary also, right? Crunchy, you're gonna commentate more races, right? You are a great commentator, so.
Oh shucks, make my face turn red, man.
I love your voice.
Absolutely. I have a lot of fun with commentary. So if you guys don't block me from the commentary channel, then yeah, absolutely.
We'll try not to.
I'll pull some strings with bamboo, so that won't
Much
happen.
appreciated.
But yeah, nice. Any last words before we close it up, I guess?
Wang boys.
Wang boys.
I guess everyone keep watching the tournament because we've been having some wild races, and now we're going to be shortly heading into the playoffs. The wild races promise to continue, and I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe the next race that's coming up is scheduled on Sunday at 6 p.m. EDT, which is Geo Cup versus Grand Soon. That is gonna be an awesome race. I think that's one of the decider matches. They both have 1 win already.
Oh man, it's heating up.
Yeah, whoever wins that is gonna have a great shot at reaching through to the bracket phase. So, yeah, that's gonna be an awesome race. So make sure to watch Sunday 6 p.m. EDT. And I'm not sure if it's gonna be on Speed Gaming or if it's gonna be on Speed Gaming 2 or if it's gonna be anywhere else. So that's to be determined. So yeah, that's gonna be a surprise.
I love surprises.
Let's hope it's gonna be a good surprise though. It's gonna be a tight race, hopefully.
Yeah.
I guess we can round it off then. So thank you everyone for watching Speed Gaming today for this race. I think the schedule was empty after this, so it's gonna be a while before something else is gonna go on Speed Gaming later tonight. I believe something happens. I'm not sure what,
Looks like we have Super Metroid Randomizer at 6:30 p.m. for
nice.
3 straight ones on Speed Gaming 1.
Damn.
And then at 7:30 p.m. on Speed Gaming 2, we have FF1 Randomizer, 2 of those in a row.
That's a great evening of randomizer. Nice. So yeah, we're gonna head off.
Thanks for commentating, Dragon. Night, everyone. Well, good afternoon, everyone.
Time zones.